Great to see you back. If you're new to our channel, give us a like, share and subscribe. Today we explore the area around Blyth and make a short passage further north to Amble. Keep watching. Just come out on deck. This is Blyth Marina, and we've got a inshore lifeboat just coming in front of us. I think they're doing some training. This is the marina. Apparently this Sunday lunch is on offer, so we're going to go and have a look. Big ship in front of Alan. Light ship. I think it's the clubhouse here. It's Northumberland Yacht Club, I think. We're going to go and check it out. We're in the clubhouse. We're getting some Sunday lunch and a drink, and we bought a cruising guide. I'll show you in a minute.
I hope you're not expecting me to speak.
Oh, I am expecting.
I haven't had any breakfast yet. This is Brynner.
This is Brynner. He's going for the full Sunday lunch in the clubhouse, as recommended by our friend James. We are here enjoying it. Thank you. Well, today it's quite sunny outside, so we thought we'd go for a nice walk and explore Blyth. We've not really seen much of it yet. When we came in yesterday, we were just starving, so we went straight to the club and ate lunch, as you could see. So we've seen nothing. So we're off now to have a little explore. So this is the clubhouse from Northumberland Yacht Club. It's an old light ship from Sevenstone. She's officially LV50. That's where we had lunch yesterday. And here's the skipper, who's just been to use the facilities. We're on our way out for a bit of a walk, maybe a bit of a day out. Look at that cloud. I do not want to get wet. Oh no. Well, here we are at the beach. This is where we came in. You can see the port entrance there with the lighthouse on the left. You can see Alan dancing. And the breakwater, it's so windy today, we're not going anywhere. But this is our walk. I'm just going to walk along the beach, I think. We thought we'd head this way along the beach. There's lots of people walking on the beach. If we get lucky, we might even find a cafe.
So this is a Mark 7 6-inch naval gun. It was used to defend the northeast coast during the Second World War. I think the original gun emplacements were actually from the First World War, and they probably worked in unison with the searchlight over there, which was manned by the Americans and which was in preparation for the D-Day landings. So they were kind of practicing the skills and honing the skills they'd need for when they, on June the 6th, when they went to Normandy. And it was also a AAA battery. So it's interesting that there's an awful lot of not memorabilia, but historic reference along this coast to the Second World War and the First World War. Interesting.
Let's go and investigate down the steps and see what's around the back. Ooh, this looks like it might be the area where they stowed all the armour, the bullets and the personnel. No signs to tell you what anything is, which is a bit of a shame. There must be some somewhere. There, we found one. It's the artillery stores for the guns up on the top that we just showed you. It says each of the shelters opposite was equipped with a stove, chairs and 6 beds for the use of the crew, 1 officer and 10 gunners. The building on this side of the path was used by the Royal Artillery as a store and workshop for gun and instrument parts. Blyth Battery. So on our walk we found a nice section through the dunes. It's got a lovely path, so it's easy to walk on. And I think we're walking to Seaton Sluice. Currently, We are down here in Blyth. On our next passage, we are hoping to head up the coast along here and into a place called Amble, but we have to look out for this little island. You can make passage through the middle if it's quite high water, or we can go around the outside and make a safe entrance in. So that's basically our plan for our next passage. After that, things get a bit trickier for us. It's because a lot of the ports heading up the coast along here as we head north into Scotland do not accommodate a yacht with a 2-metre keel. So we're doing a lot of looking at pilot guides and charts at the moment, trying to work out what to do as our next step once we reach Amble.
So we're in, where are we? We're in Blyth, and we've been here 2 nights. This will be our 3rd night. There's a storm blowing through, and it's kicking up quite a sea. So when it blows from the north, the North Sea tends to kick up to about 3 metres, or at least that's what they're getting at the moment. So we're going to sit it out. Then we're thinking of going to Amble. Amble, we need to arrive at high water because it's prone to silting, and we don't want to catch it on a falling tide. So we're going to get up there for about midday, hopefully on Thursday when the weather's settled and the sea's settled, and then we'll have a couple of nights there. And then the weather seems to be quite nice for Sunday and Monday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday actually. But the problem is that when we leave Amble, there aren't any ports of refuge really until Arbroath. We'd love to go into Dunbar, but we're told that there won't be enough water on Springs. We'd love to go into Eyemouth, but we're told there won't be enough water on the pontoon. We can anchor in these places, but it's really dependent this time of year, early season, on what the wind and the sea state's doing.
So just to put that into context, if we come out of Amble, this is Eyemouth here. Another option would be Dunbar, but they're both probably, well, Eyemouth we can't do the marina. Dunbar we can anchor outside, or we can go inside but only at Neeps. And then we talked about Arbroath, and Arbroath is up here. And I believe that is Edinburgh down here, babe? Yeah, Edinburgh's down here, just to give you some context to where we are. As you exit the marina, there's these beautiful dunes and marram grasses and fantastic views of the beach and the harbour exit. You can see the lighthouse there, that's on the left-hand side, and then the end of the pier on the right. We're not going out today, although the bay looks quite calm in here. It's sheltered from these northerlies. If you go out beyond this bay, it's nearly 2 metre sea, so not for us. We have been lucky enough to enjoy some beautiful walks on this long beach, however. We've had lots of wind. It has been raining, but it's been on and off. And today is nice blue skies, so we're going to go off for a bit of a walk. So we've decided to have a bit of an adventure today. We've found the bus stop. We're waiting for the X7 bus, and we're going to take it from here to Seaton Delaval Hall, which is about an 8-minute bus ride, National Trust property. Have a bit of a day out. Stop was. So we're here. This is Seaton Delaval Hall. I'll take you inside to have a look. We've arrived. We arrived at 10:30. It doesn't open till 11. But the cafe does open at 10. So we come in, we're going to get ourselves a nice cup of coffee, sit down and wait for it to open. Fantastic. Toilets are open too. As is with every National Trust property, a lovely array of cakes as well on your arrival if you're a little peckish. Very nice. Here's Alan bringing our drinks, and we may just have had a bit of tiffin.
How do you think that works?
This is absolutely fantastic. I love it. Look at that. Yeah. Well, we've finished in the brew house cafe. Here comes Alan. We're going to head off and explore. Let's find out all about Delaval Hall. You know a little bit already. It started off, we think, with an admiral. Very fitting for this trip.
Come and have a look at this. This is an ice house. I've never actually seen one before. It's big, 4.5 metres across and 5.5 metres deep. And they store the ice, they form the ice in the winter, and then with good insulation they keep it all the way to the summer. Isn't that amazing? So this is the outside of the ice house. It's got mud covering it and grass obviously as insulation, and then they'd also have straw and leather doors, double straw and leather doors. This is the Delaval stately home in Seaton. It dates back to the Norman conquest. I think the original land was bought or given around 1066, and then in the 17th century, the Admiral Delaval bought the property from his kinsman, another Dellaval, and the Admiral made his money from attacking, I guess, Spanish shipping and getting prize ships. So he made a lot of money and had enough to get Vanderberg, the architect, to design and build this property.
Take you for a sneaky peek inside. We don't want to spoil it all for you, but just to give you a taste. There was a big fire and it gutted the inside, but you really get a sense of the beautiful place that it once was. Just beautiful structure. Lovely windows. Nice views. Both Alan and I have been attracted to this little corner piece here. Lovely stone floor. Oh, look at that. Lovely, yeah. I'm guessing you would have had it on several floors as well.
What a view.
Look at that.
Nice to appraise your gardens.
Yeah. Amazing. And in this room, there is this stunning floor. Look at that. Beautiful. This room also has this amazing viewing gallery. And look at these very large figures upstairs. There is this beautiful stone spiral staircase which takes you up several layers of the building. I just love it. I just love the fact that we've got loads of the exposed stone. There's something about it. Beautiful aesthetic material. And it's a really interesting place to visit if you have the time to come here when you come to Royal Northumberland Yacht Club. This house just has lots and lots of fabulous views that open up as you walk around. Just really, really nice. This is one of my favourites. We are currently below stairs, and this, for the drinkers among you, is the wine cellar. Look at that. I think I'd have preferred it full of wine.
This is a bit of artwork which speaks to the fact that the family made their money from shipping and also from glass. And the factory in Seaton made 1.75 million bottles in 1777. It's an incredible idea, isn't it? 1.75 million bottles. It was the largest manufacturer of glass bottles in England. They also made their money from coal.
So we've walked down to Seaton Sluice. This is on the seafront. It's part of the Delaval family heritage, they bought, exported and imported coal and salt from this area, and they had this harbour built, and behind us you can see Seaton Cut. The cut they had put in because the original harbour entrance is a bit wild in certain conditions, so this would allow the boats to come in when it was a bit rough. So behind me is the original harbour entrance. I don't know if you can see it today, but the wind conditions are such that it's bringing in quite wild seas. We've been down there and we can see the water smashing over the wall, and you can see the waves coming into the harbour entrance today. So that's why the cut was put in, so ships could come in more safely than making that entrance. We don't fancy it today. Now we can see Seaton Sluice harbour, so this is where the ships would have come in. You can see it's much more sheltered in here. What I didn't mention earlier is, apart from the coal and the salt, they also had a bottle industry. They had 6 really large cone-shaped buildings behind us, and they did over 1 million bottles a year from here, a long time before mass production, so that's really interesting. I don't know if you can see this, but if you look beyond the pier through where the sort of railingy bits are, you can definitely see the sea today from the wind. The wind's been relentless for days from the north, 4 7s, and today the water is just piling over the top of this huge breakwater. It's currently near high water, and that is why we're not going out. We are not going that way. Whoa! I'm in a different position now on the boat, but you can see the water when the waves hit the wall draining over the wall. You can see it there in the centre of the shot, a wave. There we go, look at that. Huge waves just coming over the top. Not the weather for sailing. Another couple of days in port, I think, while that calms down. After lots of debating, we have decided that we're leaving today. The wind has calmed down quite a lot. Alan's just getting his life jacket on. The sea state's finally calmed down, but it's not going to be like this for long. So our original plan to go to Eyemouth, we've decided we're going to be heading into a northerly wind for 5 hours. So we're not going to do that. We're just going to head to Amble, which is 16 nautical miles up the coast. So it's a short trip, and we'll be somewhere new. We're just exiting the harbour. There's the harbour wall, the beach we've been walking on in the distance. We've come out, it's definitely calm, which is great. There's a little bit of sea fret, or mist, fog, that's what they call it up here in the northeast, sea fret. And we're heading out here, but there's enough for us to see. It's not bad at all. Well, it stayed really, really foggy. Can't see anything. 2 of us having to keep watch. Alan's busy peering over the spray hood. He's managed to keep his glasses on because his hat's keeping the rain off. But I am not. I can't see a thing. Well, we didn't film coming in. Unfortunately, this passage I felt very seasick, and it was extremely foggy and raining and not very great, so we were busy concentrating on our entrance. But we're in. This is Amble Marina. This is our berth. The skipper, he's waiting to go and check in. And clearly that's the rubbish, so we better get on with that. Well, first impressions. I really like these pretty coloured sort of flats in front of us. And we've got sort of sand dunes over to one side. On the other side, we came up like a little river, didn't we?
Yeah.
In through a harbour wall, quite narrow. But the sand dunes, it looks really pretty over there. We're all checked in. We've just found the gate, which is the exit from the compound.
You've got the key.
Ah, well, I got the key. Back pocket.
There we go.
So we can get out. We're going to go and see if we can find a post office. Maybe somewhere for supplies and what else? Coffee? We made it into Amble High Street. Lots of little shops, a bit of everything that you need. We've just been there to the co-op. get a few supplies, and now we're going to head down the street. We saw quite a few coffee shops on the way in, so we're going to find ourselves somewhere nice for a cup of coffee.
We stopped in a cafe for our obligatory tea and cake and had delicious tea cakes, hot and covered in butter, just nice.